Hey, ladies and gentlemen, this is Carmine Sabia for Explain America. And, we're starting to find out who the rhinos are in the Republican Party, and they're outing themselves. Before we get started, please make sure you like, comment, share, and subscribe. Those things really help us out, and they help our channel continue to grow. So, Republican Congressman Ken Buck has decided he will not file for re-election. He's not going to try to be elected again. Why? Well, I have my own opinions on that. But Ken Buck appeared on MSNBC. Yes, MSNBC, which tells you everything you need to know about him right there. And announced that he would not run for re-election. And he gave his reason. And I want you to listen to it, and then I'm going to give you the reason I believe it is. Let's take a look.
Ken Buck, thank you. Welcome. So how are you feeling about the party as it tries to regroup following two damaging speaker battles exposing deep rifts?
Yeah, I think the party will come together. We obviously have a lot of very important issues with Israeli funding, Ukraine funding, the continuing resolution that we need to pass. I think there are a lot of major issues that we will unite behind.
But how do you unite behind decisions, complicated decisions with such a thin margin? What about your own role?
Yeah, well, I have decided, Andrea, I'm not going to seek re-election.
You too?
Yeah, I am joining Kay and probably some others in the near future, but I've decided that it is time for me to do some other things. I'm always have been disappointed with our inability in Congress to deal with major issues, and I'm also disappointed that the Republican Party continues to, rely on this lie that the 2020 election was stolen and rely on the January 6th narrative and the political prisoners from January 6th and other things. If we're going to solve difficult problems, we've got to deal with some very unpleasant truths or lies and make sure that we project to the public what the truth is.
Well, let me pick up on that because it was clearly his decision not to go along with that lie that blocked Congressman Emmer from becoming Speaker. He had a lot more votes than Mike Johnson, came in as a dark horse. And Mike Johnson, the current Speaker, was an architect of the false elector.
Well, Tom and I both voted to certify the electors. It was a decision that I think was the right decision under the Constitution. Mike went to the Supreme Court with a challenge to the election. I think going to the courts is one thing. Trying to move the mob from the mall up to the House floor and interrupting the congressional proceeding, a whole different issue.
But is it now impossible in such a closely divided House for any Republican, such as yourself, who doesn't deny the election, doesn't go, with the MAGA people, doesn't go along with Donald Trump? Is it impossible for any Republican who doesn't go with Donald Trump to work with the leadership and be effective?
I don't think it's impossible, but I certainly think, from my own perspective, it's more important that
Now, I believe Mr. Buck, Representative Buck, is partially right. It is because of Donald Trump that he's not running for re-election, but not because of what he says, but because he knows that Trump's going to primary him with somebody and clean his clock. And he doesn't want to get humiliated. He doesn't want to get defeated like that. He doesn't want to go down in flames. And I think that's why he's saying, look, I'm going to back out of this. Maybe I'll get a gig on MSNBC. Maybe I'll get a gig on CNN. Maybe I'll get a gig somewhere where I can be paid to talk trash on Donald Trump, like so many Republicans before me who are actually rhinos, who actually go on television, call themselves Republicans, and then say, look, this Republican's against Trump. It's a high-paying gig. It is a high-paying gig if you can get it. They love a Republican who attacks Trump on television, and they get paid very well. I want to know what you guys think about this. Let me know in the comments. I think we're better off without him. Let's get a real Republican in there. But I want to know your thoughts. Also, please remember to like, share, and subscribe. That really helps us out. I'm Carmine Sabia. This is Explain America. We love you guys. God bless you. Take care, everybody.